Good morning. Welcome to Good News You Can Use. How are you today?
I am Peachy King. Hello, everybody. We are so excited to be back for wow, can you believe it, Jeff? This is our second show. How cool is
Yes,
that?
it is. That is awesome. Welcome to episode 2.
Episode 2. And everyone, I'm Raven Blair Glover, and this is my co host, Jeff, the amazing Jeff Wolfe. And we are here to bring you, what's the name of the show again? Let's see.
Good news you can use. And in fact,
Um,
something that we've got new for episode 2, watch the scrolling banner below as you're watching this. If you've got good news that people can use, good news you could use, share it with everyone. Email it to share@goodnewsyoucanuse.com. We'll feature it. We may even invite you on to the show to have a conversation about it. So please, this is interactive TV. Be part of the conversation.
Yes, yes, yes. Be part of the conversation. And like he said, if you got good news that we can use, just send it to us. And Jeff, what's that email address again?
It is share@goodnewsyoucanuse.com.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm going to put up another banner here that's not scrolling. So it'll be
Okay.
easier to see. There you go. Share@goodnewsyoucanuse.com.
I love that last week we talked about when we introduced that what's coming. One of the
Mhm.
things that we were both excited about, Jeff, was the Dance for Kindness.
Yes.
Yeah, just amazing effort that these people did. And I think it was this past year, of course, because of the pandemic, they had to do it on Zoom. And I think it's around the week of November 8th. The
Mhm.
Dance for Kindness is just amazing. Listen, their purpose is they have a World Kindness Day, and it's to look beyond ourselves. I just love that, beyond the boundaries of our country, beyond our culture, our race, our religion, and to realize that we are citizens of the world. We're human beings, and that kindness is the common thread that unites us all. And, it's just, I love it. I love it. So I know you got a clip about Dance for Kindness. You want to show that, and then we'll come back for more.
Yes.
And yeah, they did it by Zoom this year. And while you're queuing up that, I just want everybody to remember that some of the good news that we have is just the amazing technology that allows us to still do our events, to still have fun. And I think it was really cool that they went on, they jumped on the bandwagon of doing it virtually, Jeff, and doing Zoom. And did you know they even had Usher, the Usher, as part of this? Now
Oh
that's
my gosh.
yeah. So let's take a look at that clip and dance for
So
kindness.
as you're watching this, we're going to start with a quick recap of what their purpose is about. And really, this is the essence of good news you can use,
Mhm.
and how, we're really in this together. 2020 has been a year where, as you're watching this, you've likely been feeling like something smelling bad's been raining down on you all year long.
Yeah.
And this is how we come together, stay together, and get through it together.
Let's take a look, y'all.
So here we go. See, how can you tell the engineer in the group? It's always the person looking for the on button.
Oh, this is just our second episode. By the time we get to 22, you'll be awesome.
So as I like to say,
small group of
laugh with me, laugh at me, just keep laughing. So
And
here
there
we
you
go.
go. Hey, we're all about
change
uplifting.
the world. Indeed, the only thing that ever has. To some, the world is filled with war, hatred, violence, and hopelessness. But together, we have the power to fill this world with kindness, trust, hope, and love.
Kindness, trust, and open love.
Yeah,
Can't
how
beat
can you
that.
not like that?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's their purpose. And I think it's a great purpose for all of us to have, especially during the pandemic. I mean, here's what I really love. I'm a dancer, Jeff. I don't know about you. I love to dance, and to have a day where you're just dancing for kindness, I just think that is super cool. Dance
Isn't it?
it up, dance it up, dance it up. Yeah,
Now
as my
here's some clips of some of the dancing. This is kids that participated in 2019. They don't have their 2020 medley up yet.
Yeah.
So this is what they were doing. And you're absolutely right, Raven. I'm a dancer. In the 1990s, we had a theme: dancing in the streets is mandatory, and we did. I mean, we would jitterbug in Pasadena in the middle of the street. We would stop at intersections, and instead of doing a fire drill, we'd crank up the radio and get as many people out of their cars as possible.
Yeah. It's something about dancing. I mean, it keeps you happy.
Yeah, and it's not just about clubbing. It's about, it's about just an expression of energy and caring and fun.
You said it: energy, caring, and fun. And to keep that happy face even during difficult times. And that's why we have good news you can use, because you got enough of the other stuff. You can look at that when you want. But Jeff and I are hoping that on Wednesdays, between 7:30 and 7:45, we'll jump on for a few minutes and uplift your day. Let's watch now.
So here we go. And you can find the full clip on their website at danceforkindness.com or .org.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that great?
Yes, give me a beat. I'm going to your webpage now so I can share this out so we can have more people dancing with us. And if you're listening to this, please share us with a friend. Yes, yes.
And it's from countries all around the world.
It's so cool.
And the road ahead is paved with possibility.
So I don't want to run too much of the clip since it's on their website, and you want to be careful about the music rights as well.
Yeah. So can you just share with everyone where they can find out information and watch the clips and really get a glimpse of what they're doing? Because I know one of the other things they had was a challenge, which I thought was pretty cool. And so you can do the I Can Be Kind challenge. Now, it may be over. So Jeff's going to give you a link to the website, but it may be over now. But make sure you really find out when the next one is, because I love that they had that challenge where participants can challenge themselves. They were able to challenge themselves to complete 9 kindness challenges over World Kindness Week. Hey, that is awesome. We need more of that. Yes. That's good news you can use now for sure.
Absolutely. And it's something that people can do all year long.
Yeah.
The specific challenge is during that week each year. And this was with the 8th annual Dance for Kindness challenge. Practice, you're watching this, go to danceforkindness.com and practice for next year's challenge. You want to be part of the 9th annual.
Hey, instead of a kindness challenge over a week, I mean, that's a great start. But nowadays, and from 20 to 21, hey, let's just do an act of kindness a day. And kindness doesn't mean a lot. I mean, Jeff, it can be as simple as, someone that can't get to the store, dropping their, calling them and saying, hey, you need anything? I'm going to the store. We're in the middle of pandemic. I'll just put it outside your door. Or just checking on people and saying, hey, how are you doing? Okay. It's today. Just there's so many ways that we can be kind. A simple, soft smile when you pass someone. That's being kind. We need more of that.
Yes. And in fact, our next Good News You Can Use report is about someone that created a whole interactive community experience in their front yard.
What?
And it was, can you imagine that? And it was an area that when they first moved into where they live now 3 years ago, the neighbors were complaining because it was a disaster. No one had maintained any of the grass, the weeds, the flowers for years. And it's a historic site property that was built before. It was actually built before the 1920s, built during the Prohibition era. So there's some beauty to the property that has long since faded. And in this case, I don't want to give away too much.
I want to see. I want to see.
They turned it into something that was no longer the neighbors walking by and going, "Oh my gosh," to something that now they come to in the evening for an evening sunset walk. They bring their kids. In fact, while we were doing the video for what we're about to show, there were two families that had stopped by and thanked the person that created this, and also, was sharing and interacting with the area.
Wow, that is amazing. I just love the way people just really think out the box,
Yeah.
and they're doing such unique things. And I think sometimes, Jeff, we get so wrapped up into the negative news. And I mean, not saying that we don't need to stay on top of the news. That's not what I'm saying. But I
Right.
think sometimes we have too much, it's too much. And then we started seeing how it affects our lives and affects our work, and it affects our health, So that's
Mhm.
what I love about the reports we're bringing, because I think both of us are finding, as we research the good news that's out there, it's a lot of good news out there. And I love, CNN, MSNBC. I am a lover of those shows, but I really wish they would sprinkle in a little bit more good news. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Because one would think that the world is just going through the bad and there's no good. And just what you showed there, and the things that we've been talking about, and things that will be coming up in a minute, we'll be sharing. It's amazing.
I have found that in no more than 15 to 30 minutes a day, sometimes every other day, I can go to the news sites, I can go to scroll through social media, and in just 15 to 30 minutes, I can find everything that I need to know that's going to affect my day or my week,
Yeah.
and then move on. And even with that little drip, I still have to be careful because it's easy to fall into. It's just such again, a rain of negative that in such a short time as 30 minutes, it's easy to start. I can feel that, oh, the end is nigh. It's like, whoa, wait a minute. Now I'm already just this. We're only a quarter of the way into the show, and just watching and talking about the Dance for Kindness activity, that already has me going, hey, you know what? I want to sign off because I want to get out in the street and shout with the neighbors and go, hey, come on out. Let's we'll do it in a socially responsible manner and social distance. But let's crank up some music and get a jam on in the street. Let's reenact the street dance that Ray Charles played for the Blues Brothers in the original Blues Brothers movies. I know that's dating me a little bit,
God.
right?
Okay. That would be a great clip.
That is one of my all-time favorite movie scenes because, for one, it's the legendary Ray Charles. How can you not smile and tap your foot listening to Ray Charles? And then there's just this incredible dance troupe that's going through all of the dances from, or a lot of the dances from the 60s and 70s. It's just, I'm getting chills and I'm getting too excited. I got to move on to the next clip here.
In fact, I want to talk about him, Anthony Brown. Oh my God! He's got an amazing book out that he's done, and you're going to be able to get a couple chapters of it free. But let me tell you who he is. He is a speaker and author, and his name is Anthony Brown, and he has a book called From Park Bench to Park Avenue, and he's been using all kind of online tools, during this pandemic. And he is really doing some great stuff. You want to tell me more about Anthony Brown?
That is an excellent introduction. Without saying any more, I'd like to do is we've got a brief clip.
Okay.
I put together some pieces I had the opportunity to interview Anthony, and I met him in the synchronicity of life. Wow. I love the synchronicity of life. I was in a shop buying something, a gift for a friend. This gentleman comes walking in with a stack of books from Park Bench to Park Place that he was restocking in this store. It's a local store, family run in Long Beach. And I asked him about the book, bought one from him. We got talking, that led to a longer conversation, which these pieces were drawn from.
Oh my God.
So
Okay.
let me go ahead and not give you the green screen. There we are. There's Anthony.
Yeah.
There's his book cover, From Park Bench to Park Place. This is just an incredible story.
Oh my God.
During the pandemic, Anthony Brown released From Park Bench to Park Avenue, an incredible story of transformation, also his personal life story, which provides a lot of hope for people that are struggling, that it is possible to go from dire, desperate circumstances to a life you just cannot believe. And is truly good news you can use.
Being homeless for 23 years, I got involved in drugs and, been arrested several times. Never got any education, never got anything accomplished. And then came one day where it seemed like the stars was aligned, and a police officer that continued to arrest me asked me if I wanted some help. And for some reason, I accepted it. I told him, yes, I would like some help. And that started my journey into where I am today. Where I'm at today, I am currently the Director of Nursing Services at a small psychiatric hospital. I'm currently a teacher at a community college. I own a corporation, which is CARE. I am an author of the book From Park Bench to Park Avenue. I just bought an abandoned mansion to give to the homeless people.
Wow.
Yes.
And my education, I have, I don't know, probably 5 degrees,
Wow.
2 licenses, and God knows how many certificates. I smile when I tell people I have more initials behind my name than I do in my name.
I've got to stop this just for a second. How does that happen? Right?
I mean, he's so humble about it. I love it.
So I arrived at being a director of nursing, I had to be really cautious about what my history was. So I wrote a book, and now my life is an open book. The whole world knows it. I can reach back and go, I understand what you're going through, not just by theoretically, but I actually understand. And I'm able to go back and give a brief illustration of the same situation that they're walking through so that we can walk together to get to the end of whatever their dilemma is. Because of the COVID and, social distancing and things like that, I do lectures and things from a distance. I do groups from a distance. But it's all about how can I educate?
And it still works, being able to do the distance version.
Yes. For those who don't know me, they get to see this teacher. They get to see this author. They get to see this director of nursing. And their approach to me is completely different than if they would have seen me 22 years ago.
Is that an incredible story? And then what he's doing during the pandemic, he releases a book. He goes online with continuing to help people to further his career. And we had a lot of talk about the synchronicity of life and the fact that what seems impossible can truly become possible. It looks we've the vagaries of the internet technology. You got to love it. It almost works when you need it most. We've lost Raven for a moment. She's having a technical problem, and she will be back on as soon as they get that resolved. But and we apologize for that. This is live TV. This is like the days of the early live broadcast TV. This is the new TV. You see programs like this, programs like Ken and Glenn and a guy named Scott with Ken Walls and Glenn Morshower. You may know Glenn from his role as Adam Pierce. Is that right? In the TV series 24. So there you have 3 people who are famous in their own careers, in their own communities. Ken Walls is the king of live stream. Literally search the internet on king of live stream, you'll find him. And Scott is Scott McCain, who is a speaker, National Speakers Association Hall of Fame presenter. The 3 of them banded together and created a show. So and these types of things happen. So we have technical problems, and we get through it. But again, coming back to Anthony, here's a great example of someone that's finding opportunity in the pandemic. He created a book that helps more people understand, and it was at great risk. You know, when he talks about needing to be careful about his history when he had become director. Hey, there's Raven. Hey, Raven, welcome back.
Oh my God, internet. I was like,
Right.
let me in. I didn't mean to interrupt, but I hate
that's fine. I was just explaining, you know, as you're watching this, see, this is live. This is where we're saying, you know, join the this you're truly part of the conversation. You know, join in, share your comments. And glad you're back. And I was just explaining that, you know, stuff like this happens when it's live. The internet goes down, technology burps.
Yeah,
you know, I kick over my microphone stand. I'm just the crazy stuff that happens.
we got so many people these days that are taking advantage of the internet, so that's a good thing. But I just want to say, you know, I am going to get those free chapters. He's giving away the first 2 chapters free. You can go to anthonyhowardbrown.com to get that. I know you got the book. I'm going to get those chapters, and then if it's an audio book, I love audiobooks. I'm going to get that. But I love the fact that from Park Bench to Park Avenue, is going to be used to transform a historic home into Brown Manor, a place of recovery where individuals can begin a new journey, you know, alcohol and drug free. I love that. Absolutely love that. All I got to say is wow frontwards and wow backwards.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yeah, so a portion of each book sale goes to Brown Manor. He bought sight unseen. So this was a total act of faith. Sight unseen, he bought a 1916 era mansion. And he said, you know, when he went there the first time, he was disheartened when he saw how much work the house needed. It's 9,000 square feet. And he said, you know, it went away. You know, his faith, his connection to you know, to his higher power is very much a big part of his journey over the last 22 years. So he went and stopped, meditated, and prayed on it, and went back with a different perspective. And he said, you know, I can see the beauty in it. It has stained glass windows. It has detailed work throughout the house that you just can't find anymore, and it can't really be replicated anymore. You have to find master craftsmen, master craft women that can by hand recreate a lot of what needs to be repaired, and that will be open as a you know, a full service, not just a recovery center, but a transition center for helping people transition from long-term homelessness and the other problems that go along with that.
Yeah.
To
and all that. I mean, that is just super, super. You know, I love stories where people are really going from their pain to triumph. And not only that, but they get beyond themselves and they're like, okay, well, I did this. How can I help others like me? You know, and another act of kindness, right? Helping others. And that's what human beings are, and kind of exactly what we feel about this show, Jeff. And I just want to publicly thank you for saying yes when I asked you to do this with me, because I was like, okay, who's like me that really, really cares about people and really uplifting and want to shake the bad and bring on the good. Not forget the bad, but shake it, you're right, and have it. So thank you, my friend, for saying yes. And thank each and every one of you, whether you're listening live, you're watching on YouTube or Facebook or wherever, Roku, Amazon Fire, or Raven TV, or listening. We appreciate you, and we want to share more stories, more acts of kindness, more stories like Anthony Brown. I love the one about the garden. And I know you got one more really juicy story. Tell us about that.
Actually, we've got 2 if we have time.
Oh, wow.
And watching the clock, we're going to run a little, as you're watching this, we're running a little bit over. You know, our commitment was to have it wrapped up by 8.
Yeah, we're not corporate, man. We control this show and our time. Go ahead.
So here is a story from New Jersey that details a phenomenon that's been happening other places. This is where when I was first exposed to it, where communities are putting refrigerators outdoors to help those that are struggling, to help feed the homeless, to help feed their neighbors. And here's a quick clip from one of those efforts.
Okay.
That was a very quick clip.
Putting
There we go.
refrigerators outside of the
Smith,
doors.
and this is Westside Community Fridge. All of my neighbors have come out to donate things to the fridge, and it's become kind of like a community thing for everyone to come and give something, and then if you see something that you like, then you take it.
You know, how neighbors are helping each other.
Like,
You know,
oh, wow.
it's just phenomenal.
The refrigerator houses. That's so cool. I mean, where do people get these ideas from? You know, sometimes it just amazes me what people come up with. It's I love it. I love it. I can't get enough of this. Yeah, like I said, when you start researching good news and find so much out there, and then you run across a story like all the ones we share, but this is a unique story itself. And if they want to find out more about this story, where can they go?
That is a good question. You know, I missed that step. As you're watching this live, here's a production note. I missed that step of having the website queued up for you. But look for Community Fridge Feed Hungry New Jersey on YouTube. And Tatiana has some more information included there. Let me see if I can get this to display.
Yeah, and
so here's the link.
In the notes too, so
yeah, so I'll add that in the notes after we're done, and in the comments, so that you can, after you're watching this, you can connect with it. But what a great idea! Plug the refrigerator in, put it outside, and say, hey, you know, and this is what just gives me chills. Is this is how it's just people coming together to help each other. So those that can drop off food that they can donate. Nobody's telling them they got to do it. Nobody's, you know, making a huge negative thing of it can often too often happen. They're just saying, hey, you know what, if you can, I set this up, I put a few things in it, drop by, add something. If you're struggling, or you see something that, you know, it would be a pleasant surprise for your kids or your significant other, drop a couple things off, take one thing with you. Another example of how, you know, physical distancing but social gathering, we're coming together to get through this. We're coming together to help those that are struggling and are in need during the craziness of 2020.
Yeah, and when I think of 2020, I think of, you know, this is the year that you really have to control what you take in and control the controllable, and not focus so much on the stuff that you can't control. I love the fact that you just brought up social distancing, and there's so much that you can do still that will be as normal as you can make it if you think out the box like these people are doing. If you, what was it, Zig Ziglar says, if you help enough people get what they want, you'll get what you want. And all these good news stories is showing you how people are helping other people to get out of their pain, to bring them, to uplift them, to do something worthy that's going to make these people feel good. And you notice the smile on their faces as they give. It makes you feel good because, you know, okay, you know, I may not can, you know, make this pandemic vanish, but I cannot let the pandemic control me. I can be safe. I can keep my family safe. I can practice social distancing and all the other stuff, because we are human beings. And that's the main thing you have to remember. And Jeff and I hope that by you watching on Wednesday, good news you can use, you can share some good news that you know about that we may not know about, so we can share it to the world. And also that it will just maybe uplift your spirits for the day. So what about our last story?
Here's our last story, and this is the story of someone that transformed an eyesore of a front yard into a very cherished community experience while we were creating the clips that this was edited from, two families stopped by and thanked Catherine, who you're about to meet, and had their kids exploring through this space. So let me just leave it at that and share this with you.
Okay.
See, you're right. But if we do this for 5 years, I might have the controls down.
You notice a rowboat in your neighbor's front yard, and it opens up onto this nice little pathway that reveals a certified habitat.
Welcome to the Gratitude Garden. I'm Catherine.
A place inviting you to relax, learn, and explore.
The neighbors have all painted fish, and there's a jellyfish over here, and a clownfish, and a pirate. There's a pirate.
Signs all around the garden explain the environment and encourage you to bring your own art even.
This is a very potent South African basil. It's really strong, and it smells amazing. And yes, I put it in my salads. Other folks paint rocks and bring me rocks that are little gifts. And each day I come out here, I discover something new.
Find the path that leads to the purple wishing well. Look for the rocks that look like they are petrified wood, and see if you can find both of the windmills. Yeah, there's two turning in the breeze. There's even all kinds of plants to explore and learn about.
Little kids can take advantage of touch, feel, some interaction with their parents, so they can learn. This is where the butterflies come to drink without losing the powder on their wings. They safely land on the sand and drink water. Oh, there's a new rock. Look at that. That's a brand new rock. I didn't see that till right now. What do you do with a triangle rock? You make it into sharks, right?
There's even a mermazing rock in the fish pond.
Her daughter is 10 years old, and she said to me, "You don't have any mermaids in your garden." So she brought me a mermaid rock that she painted herself. So many people already have wildlife habitats in their own front yards, and they don't know it. And it costs about $21 to get your certification. And all you have to do is follow the 5 categories that they ask you to participate in: food, water, cover, a place to raise young, and sustainable practices.
And here's what Catherine's Gratitude Garden provides for each of the 5 criteria of the Wildlife Habitat Certification. Imagine her walking along.
So this is something that you could do either in your yard or with your neighbors. And let me clear this out. Raven is having internet connectivity issues again. With so many people working from home, we're in Southern California, and we are on increased, very, very increased restriction. There is, again, and there are many, many people working from home, at home, streaming movies, doing what they can to get through the day. So it is stressing the internet infrastructure in Southern California. So we're all having different levels of technical difficulties. Raven will be back with us as soon as they're able to get the internet connection back up again, or their service provider is able to make some adjustments and get their end back up and live. So again, welcome to live TV. Sherlyn, how is Texas? Isn't that amazing? That garden, it is just incredible. Sherelle, I'm so glad that you're with us today. Here's someone that always has a bright smile. We met when she was in Southern California. She's moved to a different area now. And again, through technology, we stay connected through platforms like this, through shows and other social media and text. We're able to stay connected. So let me ask you this, and we'll come back to the garden in just a moment. Let me ask you this. Who have you not spoken to in several months or even several years that you could call today? That's one of the questions someone asked me in March when California began the great shutdown for the pandemic. Here we are in December. We're still even in a more restricted shutdown. And I started dialing in the spring, and I talked to a lot of people. Now, coming into the holidays, I'm looking at that list again going, who haven't I talked to in a few weeks or a few months? Who did I not have on my original list of people to reach out to? because, reorganizing the office, cleaning the house, we found some more contact information that I didn't have when I started the call. So think about that. Who can you call? Start with those closest to you and just call and check in. Just call and say, hey, you know what? I was thinking about you. Just wanted to say hi. Even if they don't answer, leave them a voicemail message. Send them a text, a message on, social media, just an email, just something to reach out and say, hey, you know what? I appreciate you. Thinking about you. No need to reach out back. I just wanted to let you know I was thinking about you today. Hope all is well. And we'll talk soon. So that's one thing that you can do. And you look at what Catherine did with creating the gratitude garden, and that became a community experience that people enjoy. People stop by. Kids, it's interactive. It's very educational. You could do something like that. So that's two. There's 4 quick segments. Well, maybe not so quick. Now we're a little bit over a half hour long on today's show. 4 great cases of hey, Raven's back. Welcome back, Raven.
I am so back. Anyway, I just wanted to come and join you to say goodbye for the rest of the show. Hey everyone, I'm back.
and remember, as you're watching this, remember, both suffering and experiencing joy or living joyfully are choices. Choose wisely. We're good news you can use. This is all about providing information, stories, ideas that can empower you to live joyfully, to choose the joyful path, not ignore the circumstances, the reality around you, but to know that we're in this together, we're getting through it together, and to empower you to pick the joyful path.
All right, y'all, that's a wrap. Let's see. Sherlyn, the friend list is great on a daily. I'm sending cards to everyone. Know who address I have. Awesome, Sherlyn. That's good news we can use.
It is. And, when you've got more good news, send it to share at goodnewsyoucanuse.com. Again, that's share at goodnewsyoucanuse.com. We want to include it in the show. We may even have you on the show if we've got time or we were able to connect. This is a community project as well.
Absolutely, as I shut my door. Sorry about that. Home studio, how fun.
That's right.
My husband's watching the other news. He should be watching this good news.
He's going to need it after watching the other news, right?
Yeah, really. Share at goodnewsyoucanuse.com. We want to hear your good news. What are you doing? What's your act of kindness? What have you done in the year of 2020 or stumbled across that someone else done in the year of 2020 that's newsworthy? So we can share it with our listeners and our viewers. We love to hear from you guys. Please share your stories. Don't think that it's something that nobody wants to hear about, because we need good news.
We do. And Raven, thank you so much for the opportunity to be part of this with you. I'm always proud to be part of the team with the Raven International Media, Raven International TV Network. And as you're watching this, focus on the good news you can use and share that.
Yeah, share it out, guys. Share it out. And thank you again, Jeff. I love being able to drop in a few times today. All right. We love you guys. Have a blessed day. Be safe and take care of yourself, and go out there and help us to find good news you can use so we can make it share worthy and uplift all of our day. I guess that's a wrap, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Thanks so much for joining us.
The dance for kindness. So I'm going to dance my way up out of here. Yeah.
And we'll see you for episode 3 next Wednesday, 7:30 a.m. Pacific time.
Absolutely. Until then, that's a wrap, y'all.